Humongous, and
Ancient,
with all the
old
redwoods.
church pipe
But they
organ.
always do that Bach piece.
It must
for
be
years and years, every single day.
Really?
At
At about what time?
We'll see. I would come in around 4, so it'd be around 5-ish. But it's always that piece, never any other piece.
Interesting. Well, I want to get you. I want to talk to you as well. So I'll let you finish.
You would know. You know that pipe organ?
Right by the landing circle.
Yeah. How big is that? It was huge.
gosh.
It's gigantic.
40 feet tall.
Yeah,
40
it's
feet
huge.
high. And what is and the piano portion is how large?
giant.
How large is the piano?
I mean, you can't
Comparing
really put
it
your
with the size of the truck. 3 times the size of the
I'd
truck.
say it's around that truck.
Size of the truck.
The size of the truck. So we're talking about
I was
a
talking about Bach.
4x4
We would play that.
F-150 truck.
No. The scary Phantom of the Opera's type. I was telling about that, how
Yeah,
they play
we
that.
do
It
that
really
also.
creepy.
The classic
and
horror
what kind of
film
gets-
soundtrack.
yeah, and
right.
And that was the call
Hello.
to dinner? Was that a call to...
It was every day, and it was at nighttime around 4:35-ish, maybe 5:36.
And that's when they would come to eat?
Yeah.
So that was basically their dinner call. Is that
I don't
right?
know if it was just an announcement of time or for dinner. We don't
There was
know.
always a certain time that dinner was started, so that everybody knew already what time to be down there.
Yeah, but
it might have been a call.
Yeah, it was always that. It was just so ominous, It would be like, well, you know what I mean.
Right, to keep their mind centered on that.
Routine, their
That
routine,
area.
their little rituals,
That's exactly
Are we
right.
implying that there are crazy mad scientists up there running politicians, engineers of society?
I think
I
Phantom
think
of the
we're
Opera
implying
music.
that we're in a complete matrix and we're being completely redesigned. This is,
Well, I know one thing, we're expendable. And
That-
as long as you
no
keep
question.
an expendable workforce, you're always going to have fresh blood going to the military, protect your oil, your water. You need a workforce to keep the elite where they are. And if you don't have that expendable workforce, you need them to die at certain times. So
yeah, when they've stolen enough money from you, then you need them to die.
Yeah,
you
you need
kill
them to
the
go
people
away.
you owe the money to.
Yeah.
Is basically what it
So
is.
you need an expendable workforce to support the elite. They're the ultra parasites.
It's also
I've
notable
seen
that a
him
number
come
of
in
economists
and he's
have
carrying
been up there.
clothes. So what is he doing? What's that in the bag? Because I haven't seen too many carry bags.
I'm not really sure, but he is not he's not a server.
Not a server.
No. He might be a camp worker possibly, but I don't know. He's a little
Driving
too.
cars, possibly.
Yeah, car driver.
Okay.
Yeah,
Driving the
the
bus
servers are allowed only to wear black pants and red at all times.
Which is what we've seen come in and out. Now I saw yesterday and again today a huge black bus with no windows on the sides come in and out. And I hope somebody photographed the back of it, but it said, what did it say on the back of that bus, Lou? Something transportation. It was a very odd name.
Oh, it's probably for the servers in and out.
I think it's intelligent.
Intelligent
I
transportation.
tried to get a picture of it. By the time I fumbled and got the camera out because I
No.
was driving, it was gone. And I didn't get it.
There does exist
So you
a
think-
transportation service, IT, intelligence
Okay.
transportation.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you think they're busing the servers in?
I would think.
Yeah, they bust us in before because we didn't have places to park. So we'd have to park down in town and meet there, and they'd bus us in to the circle from there.
Yeah,
Okay. So you work in shifts, so you're in and out several times a day.
morning and
Morning,
yeah.
noon, and night.
Morning,
So
noon,
when
and
the
night.
workers come walking up the road, are they being dropped off, or how far do they have to actually walk?
Well, they walk up that road to where another bus picks us up and then takes us to the food circle.
Okay,
Oh,
do
so there's a bus.
this. Tape this. Describe. Hang on.
Excuse me, I think he did not want to be in any.
No, so he won't be. So we'll tape her, and you can talk.
You don't
but
wanna
you're not going to be on film, right? You
don't
don't
wanna
want to be on film.
Not really.
Okay. Okay.
Do you, yeah, I get it. I know. It's taken me a long time before I could.
But the truth,
Yeah, I
Doug,
understand.
Doug.
It's all about your
Doug,
comfort
Doug,
zone, doing what
Doug.
you can, and not.
Like I said, being
Freaking
local,
out.
the sheriffs all know
Yep.
us. We know a lot of them by name, and
Yep.
when this goes on, it
Yep.
could change.
Well, you know, it was
a lot of things.
interesting
We
when
don't
Doug
know.
was arrested yesterday and they had him in one of the holding areas. They said they were very happy that we were out here protesting.
Did they take him in there?
They took, he was arrested and they put him in a.
I don't know if I believe that. Are they happy because they're getting money? I mean, for what I would have
Well,
asked
no.
why.
Well,
Some may be morally against it. Not all of them take money, and the ones that take money are the ones that they use to do their dirty work.
That's
Not
right.
all of them are dirty.
not all of them.
Some of them are
that's
like,
true.
we'll have nothing to do with that.
They
So
wouldn't
I
be
think
here.
a lot
then.
of people don't realize that the organizers of this,
That's
such as
likely.
Stanford and other UC California colleges, are the same guys. Stanford is the ones that have the Department of Defense funds recording police operations and reporting it back to a supercomputer to evaluate the police officer's behavior. And I think there's nothing they would like more than to have central, localized government, less federalized, which is an increasing problem for them. It's like, how do you navigate your future as a police officer if you have the FBI on your right, CIA on your left, and next year your orders are going to be so horrible that you're not going to do them and it'll be replaced by a drone helicopter.
Well, that's where we're
It's like,
heading.
that's difficult.
No, that's where we're heading. Everything is now getting they're regionalizing everything.
But what I'm saying is, if anything, we might be saving their jobs if we're lucky and act fast.
I think there's payoffs. They're giving parties here for the building department. I guarantee you they're probably giving parties here for Steve Baxman, who's the fire man here, and he drove out of there yesterday.
I
mean,
saw him a couple of times
you know,
in his truck.
those people are the same ones that come and they help with the yellow tag, not allowing people to go in their homes because it's been yellow tagged or whatever. But there's illegal building going on constantly at the Bohemian Grove. You know, I mean, these people, Sonoma County is known for corruption. It's huge.
It's a bastion.
It's the gravel. They have overdeveloped Santa Rosa, Petaluma. The septic system and the sewer system in Santa Rosa and Petaluma are practically ancient. They're allowing all this development. Sonoma County is known. I mean, they're prostitutes. They have been allowing illegal things to go on for years and years, and it's some of the biggest. It's more corrupt than it was in San Francisco at the building department. And the gravel industry that dumps has been polluting the rivers and ruining. There used to be steelhead in these creeks. Who gets to shut down a fucking creek?
Well, now it's our
Bohemian
fault.
Grove.
Now it's, of course, our fault under the biodiversity treaty that all of this is occurring. So they say under man-made global warming.
Well,
And so now they're really shutting down all the lands.
Well, they also have been taking funds away from Fish and Game, but Fish and Game, when they come out here, they have no power. I mean, they've walked up down the creek and say, there's nothing we can do. Everyone gets bought off in Sonoma County. Wine industry is a corporation, it's huge. I met Mr. Mondavi, was very nice, by the way. In they're all vineyard owners that go there, they supply them the wine. Well, guess what? There's a wine shop down in Monterey. I was talking to the owner before Bohemian Grove. They were like, and then after that, they came in here and bought thousands of dollars worth of wine. That's all it takes.
So they were bought off.
Everyone gets bought off in this town. Everyone. In Sonoma County. Everything's bought off.
Yeah, well, they've created a safety net around them of people who
Yes.
will protect them.
And who is better protection? The
Then
cops
your local,
aren't.
that's
It's
right.
the locals.
That's right.
It's the locals.
I was born in Occidental over here
Okay.
as a small child. I graduated from kindergarten there before
Okay.
moving to Richmond in
So
the
you
East
know
Bay,
Ranger
right?
Rick that just passed away.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
I didn't hear.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you. Yeah, I've met Ranger Rick.
ago.
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
I didn't know that.
Ranger
Yeah,
Rick,
he's
we
passed
mourn you.
This is sad.
He's drinking in heaven because he's in a better place.
and on that vein, you own some real estate there, right?
Well, what happens is my uncle is living up here, and he basically, in my opinion, was knifed by the elderly facility that was a human experiment facility, and they took all his property, sold it, and used it to rebuild downtown Santa Rosa for elderly outreach. So I'm kind of hot-headed about how sold out some of this is. The Negris, I watched their hotel burn in the 60s, right? And
Yeah.
Last I heard, they were like largely in the sheriff's department and such like, right?
No,
but
it's, you
I'm
know,
kinda-
there's huge
I'm
corruption.
largely out of the picture. To get a local report is way better. That's what I'm interested in.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
I don't want to fill in too many facts here. But,
You know, it's maybe it's
I think
because
when you
we're here.
said there was yellow tagging going on, to explain to the audience, that she's probably referring to people doing illegal housing, you know, hippies doing
red
farms
paper
out
all
there.
right?
In other
They
words,
get
the
yellow
building
tagged, but
department
up here,
is
no.
sticking their noses into the small man on the river, you know, scaring people, scare tactics. The whole reason why I didn't come here was for
Oh,
the
I've
building
got a
department.
lot of projects going
For years.
on.
I worked here 11 years. I waited and I
an
waited and I
email
said, I'm
called
going to do it
Occupy
now.
at
I went to Occupy Oakland and
you
I
guys
said,
need paper. How
I'm going
much?
to come
Like all
forward.
this?
No.
If I just
I
keep
wanna know,
living in fear for my mom's
can get
sake,
stuff
and
up, social media
nothing's
from
going to
your
be done.
groups,
So
that
that's why I
So
came forward yesterday.
You've been pressured, or what's happening?
They're tearing down my mom's house January 1st, demolishing it, even though she pays her mortgage. It's not an
Yeah,
eyesore.
we gotta analyze it and go
If
through it.
they don't get money and don't get it raised, and all these like stipulations that are just unreachable, and
Where is the house?
it's just on River Boulevard.
It's been there since the 40s and it's grandfathered in, right?
Incredible.
Well, actually, the guy built it in the 80s, but there was older. But she built the septic under their care in the late 80s, and they gave her the permit. They told her what to do, and she put it in. They're still making her. I see some Japanese guy was working for this attorney of Santa Rosa. He was going in everyone's yards, taking pictures so he could press charges, or they could file against
Yeah,
people.
land
I
use
caught him.
violations.
I caught him. He said,
They're doing
"You
that
can't
to
keep
Roy
me on." He
Kaler.
said, "Oh, really?" So
Yeah,
you
down
were-
in Santa Cruz, he's got hundreds of acres in the Santa Cruz mountains, and they're just coming by and hitting him with all these land use violations, and they try and pressure you into selling it to one of their cronies.
Of course.
But
It's
in
happened
this
here.
case, they're fighting it. They got an attorney. It's gone into receivership with his daughter. So it looks like they dodged the bullet, But they put a lot of pressure and put him through
A lot of people die.
hell.
A
Yeah,
lot of people,
yeah.
they get the old timers.
Yeah, they can't handle that stress.
20 years ago, I had heard
Your government
stories.
turns on you, and then it's like
Oh, yeah.
a ravenous beast,
Right.
in your elderly years. I mean,
Yeah,
that would.
it's horrible.
Yeah.
And there's no mercy there.
Right.
Once they get a little bit of blood, they're like chickens. So they peck the brain out. I mean, they do.
Right.
A lot of old people, Sebastopol, I don't know about Occidental, I'm sure, have lost land to these dogs. And these guys, the guy who just won a case, he was a member, and he won a case against the logging here. You know that? Yeah. You remember
Don't know
he's been fighting. It was huge. He hired attorneys, lawyers, whatever, because they were illegally logging.
Oh, yeah, I heard
Remember
about
that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I talked to him. His dad was a member. He quit being a member. And I told him about the creek. I told him about the building department, because I know someone that serves every year this party. He goes, well, if the plate is over $7, it's considered a bribe. And he gave me the legal terminology on it. And these guys get wined and dined. The building department, they make me get it. I mean, my blood boils because of the injustice.
Yeah.
But they pick little man around, they pick on him and pick and pick and pick and pick. You get wine and dine, the fire department, it's the same, it's gross. It's so much, and it's blatant in everyone's faces, because some of the people that live here are, they're poor, but they don't know it, and they think, maybe I could get a piece of that pie. Maybe I could work there. Maybe that'll trickle down to me. So I'm not going to say anything. Then you got a neighbor that won't talk to you because you said something against the Bohemian Grove.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it's
And
gross.
fear, and just regular fear tactics.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it works.
Yeah.
And they use the locals to do
Sure.
the fear tactics. The sheriff department.
Don't mess with the system. They'll come
I said,
down on
"Fuck
you.
it."
I noticed we drove by the Rotary Club just down Bohemian Avenue on the way in, on that little strip. Notice anything peculiar about those that club?
Oh, where's that at?
Oh, right down the street, before the bridge on Bohemian Avenue here.
Can't be true, but
Oh, before the bridge.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, those. Look, next week is that stupid ass concert, which is a bunch of shit from Bohemian Club. the concert that's going on down here next week. What is it called?
They've already got their.
You know what it is.
Oh, wait.
No, it's not jazz. They're trying to look like Grateful Dead type people on the posters. It's in that little store. Those are
Bartlett's over there?
Bartlett's. Yeah, right here.
That's where all the Secret Service agents stand outside, too. With swords thrown in
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
I noticed
there's
a platform on the
funny name
roof.
to it.
Is it at the amphitheater or is it
Yes,
in the
it's-
Grove?
Looks like a staging
And they go to it?
they have their
I wouldn't be surprised if
little
there's someone
low
up there.
life. The entertainers come to the club. They're
Variety show.
yeah. Thank you.
variety show. Yeah,
They're
they do it every year.
disgusting. It used to be for the peasants. It was free. It was a buy-off. Remember, that's all we used to get was the variety
And all
show.
the food that they had left over.
Yes. So we would get food scraps too. That was nice.
Oh,
but
hey.
yeah, yeah. From the sausages.
Like
Tons
it.
of sausages.
I grabbed a couple bottles of $400 wine.
Well, you got lucky. But the variety show is totally evil. They're trying to make it look like it's for Grateful
kids
Dead
and
type
stuff.
people and now they charge $25. It used to be free because everyone's like, oh, they're giving us a show, and all the peasants go down there, and everyone gets bought off with a little show. But now they charge, and I guess it goes to little charity things or something now.
There was a report yesterday that Bob Weir is up there.
Yes, he's a member.
Yeah, the Grateful Dead.
I hope no one listens to Grateful Dead. They are the biggest
Actually, you know
hypocritical.
what? I've heard the Grateful Dead playing in
I-
there while
yes.
I was serving
Yes.
one time.
What year was that? Is that 2003 or 4?
3 or 4.
Yes, I
think
do
it was
too.
4.
That was the last year I worked.
That was
He
the last
was
year I
there.
worked, too.
Yep.
4.
So it wasn't the Grateful Dead.
No.
Jerry wasn't there.
Well, I
They,
don't
they
know.
quit using that name in '95. Grateful Dead.
Okay, well, they
was-
call
it was-
themselves the Grateful Dead.
Dem guys.
Well, if Jimi Hendrix is still alive, I
They
heard
called
him in
him
there too.
No, he would not play in there. Let's hope not.
somebody
Oh
in there
no,
that
let's
plays
hope
just
not.
like
Yeah, they got all the dead superstars
Yeah.
tucked away in there on
Actually, I
cryogenic
heard
freezing.
from a friend yesterday that this sheriff actually goes around and tells all the major drug dealers to stop selling why this place is open, or they're going to bust them. All the meth dealers around here and everything. This is for, where did he go?
But I thought they liked their drugs.
talking
Probably
about
the
meth
pot
dealers.
and cocaine.
Yeah.
The meth is probably reserved for the working class.
Probably. We need to
Or
keep some workers
maybe they bring in their own dealers and they don't want any competition.
No, they let one guy kept selling, and now he's looking at 10 years in prison because he flat out refused to quit selling dope to people. And he is now looking at a big prison sentence because they came right after him.
So he refused to sell and they
He
busted
refused
him.
to quit selling.
Oh, right.
The shut down shop while this place was open.
Why the union workers were all spun. Everyone, you had to be. when you
Do
were
they
like
bring their own, I guess?
old.
Probably bring their own.
Yeah, and
the stuff
they
out
want-
here is bathtub crank, from what I heard.
They-
I've never done it myself, but that's what I've heard. People blowing up houses and everything else out here because of it. So,
That's how it's made.
yeah.
You got to blow up a house?
It's made with chemicals that are explosive. I don't know.
I don't know. We used to work at the pot club too, and they used to get on us like last year, or not last year, the year before.
major problems
They
with the
gave
building.
us a cease and desist order because this place was open. They were coming down
Where was
on
your
us.
club at?
Downtown Guerneville. It was the first club ever open.
Why do they want to clean that up right before the club? That's
They told us to shut it down.
They told us to shut
why.
it down, quit serving patients.
because they didn't want any correlate. They didn't want the connection between the club and them. They didn't want any rumors.
we had
They wanted.
moved into
It
town.
doesn't mean that they aren't doing things. It means that they just don't want anyone to come up with a story about them and a connection of it. They
Yeah.
want to disconnect and make everything around them look squeaky clean.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
It's once we moved into town, they gave us crap. Once we moved from the outskirts of Granville into actual town, and this is the first marijuana club. It's like grandfathered in, Marvin's Gardens. It was the second club ever opened once they passed the law.
Grandfather when we moved.
Yeah, it was grandfathered in, so we shouldn't have had no problems with the city ordinance and everything because the club was grandfathered in.
Well, Marvin's Garden sounds like it, the Monopoly game. It sounds like that would be the one that would cater to the rich. Are there dealers that the police sanction out here? Do you know?
I have no idea, but the low-life ones that I know of that I've run into working at the pot room and stuff, they get in trouble if they still sell around this time.
But then they could resume business after?
I guess so. All the people that I know that are actual drug users, they take off to Santa Rosa to get their stuff and then bring it back here, but then they can find it here when nobody's at the Bohemian Grove.
Oh.
So it's just kind of weird to me because, like, my son has to grow up with these people all doing drugs and seeing it firsthand, and then like it slows down when the Bohemian Grove's open. You think during summer people be doing more partying and it's just warm out.
I have to ask, might it be a supply and demand problem when these guys are here?
Yeah, it could be.
It could be.
I've always my whole life been advocating that senators should take drug tests before signing the.
They should.
sign.
We wouldn't have senators.
They make
then,
our
I guess.
Olympians take drug tests, especially like Lance
you.
Armstrong.
Thank
He's
you.
had cancer. I don't know how many times. That man, besides anyone else, has the right to have certain stuff in his system saving his life. He's had body parts taken out because of it, you know? And they're now telling him that they're taking all of his Tour de France titles.
You might want to hide your tag right now. Don't
He
you
doesn't
think?
even care.
You don't
Took
care?
it out of there. They want to come take it off me, they could
They're
try.
probably like.
Can I get a
tripping,
video?
if
Can
anyone's
I get
seen
up close of it?
Go ahead, I don't care.
He wouldn't have
still
found
have
it
mine,
before we
too.
came down here to make sure to have it.
I found 2 of them. I have 5 of
On
them.
Stuff like that is the louder the better if we're going to say something. Is make sure as many people get the word as possible.
Oh, whoa.
And then it's all you know has been told, so they got no reason really to mess with you anymore.
Yeah.
Although they can. It's not.
Remember when I was working here, there was people,
When I first
somebody
got
I
way too close
was
to
talking to
things,
said that there
Yeah.
was somebody trying to buy
I
their
just don't like
Tag?
ID off of them so they could
influence
copy it and get
our
in.
teachers.
Oh,
Right. Would it be that easy?
No.
You got the machine.
We have Illuminati
If you got
influence of the
that,
teachers.
the card maker
Are-
machine.
This is
Really?
what I'm saying
You think
is
even with
when
the heavy
Scanning it?
they've had a lot of
How many
security
people come out
since.
here, like last
since
There's
we've
no
been out.
sensor on it.
Changed by
There's
now.
no sensor on it. They're not.
And the teacher asked me
Yeah, but that was
if the hand
2004.
Oh,
So that
they
was
have
before
sensors
that
on
guy
that.
broke
Probably
in.
have
and
sensors
color
now.
crayons
Yeah, that
and
would.
stuff in the
If they have to
year
scan it, it'd be pretty hard.
They had
You
enough,
have to put
they
our
had enough,
thumbprints in to get.
money for
Sign
the
in.
students coming in.
Really?
My son
You
was
did?
the
In
only
two-
kid
Maybe I went
Thumbprints on-
every day
2003.
this year to go to
Yeah,
middle
they,
school.
they
I didn't
upgraded
do
it
that.
so
For it, and
when
he's
you
the only
go
kid
into
to
the
turn in
dining
every day
circle,
of
that's how
homework,
you.
but his teacher's asking
you
me to
signed
go
in on
like
your,
all of a sudden.
No, I
this
didn't
year
do
they're
that.
handing me
So
all
it
these
must have been
things to raise
2003 when
money.
you saw the
And I'm
Grateful
like,
Dead.
I am broke.
So the thing is going to trickle
Did-
down
Yeah,
through
because I
these
didn't make it all the way
guys.
through.
I didn't
That ain't
know
happening,
I got
is
So
it?
they
right in
expect
the
me to
middle of
stand out
them.
here and ask them, hey, will you
Yeah,
sponsor my
that-
child?
I didn't
He
have
does
that
run,
tag, so that
please,
must
I
be-
need $20.
Did you notice them
I just thought it was
offering
weird the first 2 years
girls
since they asked me
like
for a dime. Last year,
money
we didn't
for
see very many
sex?
people out
I
here
did. I got offered.
because of the
Yeah,
Bohemian
that
Grove.
so that was just regular. Every year it's always the
But it
same.
was at the dining circle,
Yeah.
and the guy
that comes
handed
into
me
town. There's more
100. He
people
slid
buying
it to
stuff,
me,
which
but I was working so
circulates
hard,
throughout the whole
Yeah,
you know.
you thought it
And
was his tip.
Well, and I looked at it and I go, no, that's okay. And he goes, no, really, take it. He was with 2 buddies. And he goes, no, really, take it, take it.
Well, yeah,
And I was
sure.
like,
The stores closed
sure
down.
could use that money. I'm only making like
locals, we
9 or
couldn't
10
even get
bucks.
into it.
So I went back to
Because
take it,
of
and he
there's not
slid
enough
it back
traffic.
to
And
himself,
so
and he
they
goes,
say,
what are you
"Oh,
doing
during this season
tonight?"
when the
And I was like,
Bohemian Grove's open,
I couldn't say like you.
Yeah.
So then I was talking to my
They're
girlfriend.
buying more stuff for their wives
And
or their girlfriends.
Can't
I
take
had a
tips
friend
either. They
that
probably would have busted you for taking a tip. if
Oh
they
yeah,
figured it out,
there's no
too.
tips. You knew
can't really
that,
close
right?
on Greenville
No.
School because it's the
Yeah,
only
there's no
school out
tips.
here.
It's minimum
You
wage.
accept
To
it.
be,
So I just find it
Well, you
kind
get
of weird.
raised up each
being
year
a
you
mother
work.
and having to deal
Piddly
with it,
son.
especially since
Well,
my
you
son
and I were
has
making
ADD and has
Seven.
special
I was
classes to
making
go
17
through. And
that
I've noticed that the resources are
17 or
slowly going away
18.
when there's less traffic.
why
to
were
the
you making
town.
7? I worked there 11 years. I never made
How old is
17 or
he?
18. I made like
And they
top
diagnosed him
was,
with ADD?
max was 14 something. You were a food,
He's
just a food server?
He went to his father.
$17.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah.
So that means they're
This is his dad.
paying
He has a
women
farm.
less, maybe?
Might be. My mom worked there 14 years. I got to ask her. I don't think she was making your kind of money.
Could that be to kind of like give incentive to take
Every
money
year I came
then?
back, they gave me like a couple
Well,
dollar raise.
I don't think anyone would offer my mom any money, but do you remember, did you go to the Northwood when the prostitutes were in? Did you ever check it out? Did you know about it?
At Northwood lot.
Northwood, next week. It'll be the
Oh
second
yeah,
week.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
I work for Russian River Vacation Homes, cleaning up the homes. Yeah, they bring hookers in all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. You think they would pick up the condoms too? It's pretty gross. Me and Cammie, I told Cammie, I was like, I'm allergic to latex. You're picking those things up. That is gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, next weekend's the prostitute.
I don't work there anymore.
That would be Friday and Saturday night.
What is that? The
Saturday.
prostitute?
The prostitutes go down Northwood and the members drive out there. They don't canoe.
Where the golf courses?
Yeah.
That's Northwood. It's also called Gurnwood. It's on all the signs as Gurnwood, but it's all Northwood.
You
No.
think that it was entertaining. You just go in there and sit down. Every year we would do it. We'd sit there and watch them come in. They'd hit on you too. They were just like walking dicks. They'd hit on you and say, "Nope, sorry, I'm not that kind of a girl."
I heard there is an underground.
No, there's no underground.
That's a urban legend.
Yeah, I think that's-
The water table's been so high here. There's no way they can make an underground tunnel.
There used to be a train track when it used to come here. The railroad was right here, right around here.
Railroad Avenue, very likely.
And it would come up here, and then there was, what are the, not trellis, they're called something, train type stuff.
Trellis?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's word for a bridge? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
what's
saying?
I think that is a trellis.
Is it a trellis?
Yeah. Trestle.
Trestle, that's it. There's an old trestle by them right up there.
I knew actually my grandfather from this area designed trestles.
Where did they come
Engineer.
They must be parking them up that way somewhere.
Those aren't servers, those are camp workers. Those are the camp boys. No, they're not.
What John was saying he had observed was a blacked out bus come in and prostitutes get off the bus up here.
No,
At night, the blackout.
no way, really? You saw
I've seen the
prostitutes?
blackout bus go in there when I worked here.
But did it go up to the camps?
Yeah, it went right up that back road, the rim road.
It could be a special order. Things have happened, but they got on them like around the time I started working. They got some high up, got on, said no more canoeing across, no more hookers here, because they did bring hookers in, but maybe they did. I never saw,
But you don't see them jump in the river anymore. They just have other
They drive.
ways.
They
Yeah.
drive and park.
Like we probably saw hookers go by. You're thinking next week?
No,
is-
next week's the big. They fly them in. They
But
don't.
what are they going to do about sex this weekend? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, see, that's only what you think. It's only like this is the small numbers. Then next weekend's the big number. It's when the camp is at its max. Is next week.
We're talking the 2,700 people or so,
And the big wigs come in. Kissinger, Bush.
and they come in by helicopter.
Well, I had known the
Harrier, seen the
Yeah.
Harrier jet fly right in.
Oh
Land
goodness,
somewhere out there.
See, so he's.
that's
Jeez.
interesting. Thank you.
I think it was probably the president who they brought in by Harrier.
Is that culminate around the 21st?
That would be probably Saturday or Friday. Probably Friday. It's Friday.
The 20th.
And then Sunday's when everyone comes out. See all these guys leaving? It's Sunday. So what they're doing is they're leaving and they might come back.
They'll be
Some come
back.
back. Yeah. They'll come back. But
Next
it's all
week.
week.
Well,
There's
they
still
go meet
members
their
here.
Right, right.
They have their women stay in houses along the river, rent them houses, and they'll stay with them during the week and come back on the weekend.
See, I didn't know that. So that makes total sense.
Last year, were there people taking pictures of the guys going in and out? Because we don't have this year.
But isn't that against the law to take pictures of them?
No. You may
Freedom of
stand there and
press.
take pictures of them.
Yeah, they're in public. You have no expectation of privacy in public.
That's what the police are saying. They
Cops
like.
could mess with you because you're not supposed to get them on duty now.
No. That was just shot down in Supreme Court.
They just shoot that?
Yeah. Citizens journalists have
So
the
all
same
these
rights
guys
as
are
regular
members.
journalists, and
All
journalists
these
can.
are members
Right,
right
it's
now.
like we're seeing some.
I don't know what she's
coming
doing there.
in.
Smoking? That's weird. She might be working the office. The white car it was? Are they still letting servers in that parking place?
Yeah, if there's room when they come in the morning,
I heard that-
usually they let the servers park in a certain area.
I heard they converted it though now all to members, no? It's still servers?
Crappy cars over here, older ones are servers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where we used to park, was in there. We never ever parked out on the road. But,
We either parked in there, or we had to park on the other side of the bridge and get bussed in from over there.
yeah, see, I think you came in the year, or 2004 was actually the year I didn't work with you. It may have been 2003, and I got one little gig in 2004, a private gig here. That's how I got to see a camp. No sexual.
Which
assault.
camp?
I don't know the name
Oh,
of it, but it
that's
had
right.
the most amazing
Stay in
shower in a
touch. I'll s-
tree.
I think I'm gonna have a more current map and send it to you. We do have a picture of an older map back in